Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
I'm here for Peter.
Parker perverts.
Sure. That's right, kids. Welcome back to another fun-filled edition of the Ultimate Spider-Cast. Anyway, I am Phil. Joining me, as always, she whose eyes will rule this entire month. It is... That's right, kids, because this is our first episode for our April episode, which basically the theme is anything I thought was goofy, or I just wanted to get to, or both. So.
Or wanted to torture Lilith with, and I can't say anything because it's the first.
The best of all worlds! Alright, kids, so, guess this time, we're going to start with Amazing Spider-Man 198-200. Now, you're not that.
Oh, weird 200, honestly.
I know. I guess they wanted to go with legacy thing, so as we'll get to, you see who we got. So
yeah.
I knew I wanted to get to this one day, just for the weirdness of it. And again, this will be the first week of April, so all right. Okay. Shall we jump into it?
Nothing to it but to do it. So
luckily, I believe we have synopses. So yay.
That's actually shocking.
I know. All right, Amazing Spider-Man number 198 from November 1979, cover date. Mysterio is deadlier by the dozen. Now who could write such weird crap? Writer Marv Wolfman, penciler Sal Buscema, inker Jim Mooney.
Nobody's getting a right hook.
Exactly. Penciler Sal Buscema, inker Jim Mooney, colors Glennis Ween, letterer Irving Watanabe, and Watanabe. And of course, this is one of those...
It is a true tradition.
Of people, and the grand tradition started by Stan Lee, the writer editing themselves, Marv Wolfman. Excelsior. You wonder how we got this? Well, here you go.
I love that for Marv.
I know. Do. Spider-Man has just been senselessly beaten by the king. Oh, yeah, I remember that. We got to get to that, too, one day. Senselessly been beaten by the Kingpin. He was down.
Yeah, I'm telling you, from 180 to this has been
the
gauntlet for poor Peter.
I mean, he was down. Kingpin was ready to crush him, and Vanessa walks in and says, because she gave him an ultimatum to give up crime, and she's like, okay. She's like, you can either, time's up. You either with me or I'm gone. And he was just like, yeah, you got lucky, Spider-Man, and walks out the door.
Convenient plot point is convenient.
Who has left Spider-Man to his fate. Having given up his life of crime for his wife, Vanessa, the police find Spider-Man and bring him to a hospital where a doctor treats him and makes sure that nobody unmasks the wall crawler. We found a groupie.
Good luck doing that these days.
Oh, I know. Everyone would be... Put
it on TMZ. Put it on TikTok.
Or at least get my camera phone out. All right, so... While at the Restwell nursing home, Dr. Reinhardt, so if you remember your history, or you just looked at the cover or the title, you know who it is. Reveals himself as the original Mysterio and reveals to the burglar that he faked his own death to operate in more subtle, fraudulent ways. And yes, kids, that's the burglar, the one who killed Uncle Ben, so... Gonna get plenty of floating heads here.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm. And that his role as administrator of Restwell allowed him to swindle the elderly that he cared for out of their valuables.
Truly the worst person.
I was gonna say this is hitting a little too close to home. I was like, I almost feel like, was Marv's mother or father like a victim of somebody? I'm like,
man, and back in the day, it was even worse than it is now. So I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, there's less oversight and stuff probably.
Yeah.
Hoping to get the Hoping to get this treasure the burglar has been trying to find, Mysterio turns his illusion casting powers on the man, knocking him out and tying him up in the boiler room of the retirement home. So yeah, he's into kinky stuff like Lilith. All right.
I don't think that was consensual though. So
no, that's true.
I can't
That's
vouch
true.
for that.
That's true. While back at the oh, that's true. It wasn't consensual, so okay, yeah.
There was nothing to get wet about anyway. Exactly.
It's right.
Consent is sexy, kids.
Oh my! I need that on a poster. While back at the hospital, Spider-Man revives and leaves in spite of the doctor's orders to stay and get more treatment for his now broken arm. He speeds off for the Restwell nursing home and soon finds himself victim to Mysterio's illusions, which now appear more elaborate than ever. While at the Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson has become even more irrational. When Marla Madison tries to talk sense into Jonah, Jameson then enters the boardroom where his investors' meeting is happening. When the other shareholders of the Bugle question Jameson's recent decisions as editor, Jameson loses his temper and his fury causes a total nervous breakdown and he faints to the floor.
Oh, great heavens!
Back at the Restwell nursing home, Spider-Man finally tackles Mysterio one-on-one. However, he finds that his foe's new hypnosis-based illusions and is easily knocked out by his longtime foe. Reviving, Spider-Man has found that Mysterio has chained him to the bottom of the facility's waiting pool. Mysterio then begins to fill the pool with water, gloating over how his old nemesis will helplessly drown.
Okay.
And yes, and he has all kinds of fever dreams. Dreams about not being able to save John Jameson, who disappeared falling off that bridge, but he was actually
he got to spend time with Savage She-Hulk, so like whatever. I don't feel bad for him.
In the microverse. And then Peter thinks Aunt May is dead because that's another Mysterio's thing. No, that's the next issue.
Betty Brant.
We'll get more into that next issue.
Oh yeah.
Which again, I think lends credence to our theory about the partnership there.
I'm just saying, it adds up easier than a lot of things that they've made happen. Looking at who the real Hobgoblin turned out to be, just saying. Or the Rose, for that fact.
Yes. Oh, here we go. Mysterio reveals how he faked his own death and trained Danny Burkhart to be his replacement. Reports of Mysterio's death were first reported in Amazing Spider-Man 141. That's so funny. I faked my own death so I could swindle old people. He's smart. He's like, I don't want to get punched in the face by Spider-Man, so I faked my death, and now I'm just doing,
grifting. He's grifting. The worst kind of grift. Like, leave the elderly alone. They're dealing with enough.
And of course, yes, Spider-Man makes the connection between Dr. Reinhardt and Mysterio, remembering that his foe used this identity back in Amazing Spider-Man 24.
Yikes. That's like us at this point, where we're almost to 300. Like, something that happened in episode 5. You should know that.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we doing for 300 anyway, Phil?
Well, unless you want to do something else, I was thinking we could do the two Spider-Man Superman crossovers.
You got it, dude.
All right. This
two fraudulent reporters. Journalists adjacent.
The strongest one there is.
And the snarkiest one there is. I love it.
Nice.
Red and blue.
He is stronger than Hulk.
Hey, pipe down.
What? I said he's stronger than Hulk.
Oh, okay.
So Amazing Spider-Man 24 was 1965, so that was like, it's like, hey, remember this comic from 14 years ago,
you
kids?
couldn't collect comic books like you could now, so just imagine.
There was no digital, they weren't putting out, like, trades and stuff. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I can't believe how recent trades aren't really a thing. Like, I like the stuff that I take for granted. I just look back and go, God, I'm lucky to live. I always say, I was born too soon or right on time. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, because it's like, what, like by the 2000s, that's when they started collecting everything? Because, like, there's stuff from the 90s they still haven't collected.
Yeah.
And, like, good stuff, like, that's what me and Will were talking about. Like, there's a lot of J.M. DeMatteis stuff they haven't collected on, like, both sides.
Right?
Yeah. That's what I said. I think the 90s kind of take the pounding there, where it's like, they'll reprint everything after 2000.
Well, it's not a great time for a lot of the publishers to remember, especially Marvel. Like, they hit that whole high with X-Men, and then they actually turned around and had to be bankrupt and ended up selling their shit to, like, Sony and Fox, and look how that turned out. And they could have just held out and just sold it to Disney in the first place, you know?
I don't know, because, I mean, now all of a sudden, you know, Marvel's reprinting.
Well, yeah, now they're going back to it because it's like, well, the kids aren't reading it, but the people that have been there since the 90s and 80s are still reading it. We're the ones with the money, and that's just kind of what the market dictates.
They wanted to move on, and we were like, no, sir.
No. Nah. You hit your peak, you're going to have to face it, and you're just going to have to deal with it.
Exactly.
I wouldn't mind being a perma 90s 2000 land at all.
Oh, yeah.
That's our sliding time scale. Just deal with it.
Once again, let's bring back that spider marriage.
I mean, Ultimate Spider-Man only has a 5th printing, so, you know.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I
did want to bring that up. Thank you. Yes. Ultimate Spider-Man is now on its 5th printing, so Marvel.
That is insane.
Marvel. What Zeb Wells...
do you think they're getting a hint? You think Chip's getting nervous? He's, like, sweating.
Oh, you mean Zeb?
Like, shit, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I was going to say, what issue of Zeb Wells' run has gone back for a 5th printing, Marvel?
Or even a 2nd printing.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, not to be shady boots, but
I think they're getting the message. I mean, that's again, we always say that's the bottom line. That's what talks to them. So I think they're getting the message loud and clear. Where's the money going? I'm sure they're like, oh, gang war will fix everything. I don't think it did.
I think that's one of the worst selling events, honestly.
At least not for Peter, it did.
Yeah, for the main book. That's crazy.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? I would love to see those numbers. They're, I wonder if any of those like spin-off books like sold more than Amazing. Like, did Daredevil?
No, I don't think so.
Or Spider-Woman? No.
I mean, I think they held their own, but like it's still the main Spider book. And it has that people are gonna collect it regardless, just in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just that mentality we're at now. Unfortunately, it's like, babes, you got to speak with your wallet. If you don't like it, don't buy it. DC has learned that lesson hard with me. Broke my heart when I had to stop buying Superman. Took it off the pull list.
Yeah, it's getting decent again.
Yeah, no. I just mean previous. Like since New 52, I've been up and down with DC. Like I'll stop reading a book right in the middle of it. I don't care anymore.
And then they slapped you in the face with the
Bendis.
Bro, that still makes that commercial. That's almost as bad as the Snickers commercial with 2-page ad with Wonder Woman. Like
I'm like, does he bring in? Is he worth it to like bring it? Maybe back in the day, but I'm like, does he bring in new readers? Because I know he's the guy who forced lifelong Avengers reader Will off Avengers.
Exactly. It's just so weird.
I know.
Comic companies make the weirdest decisions. Especially the big two mainly. I think that the smaller ones make better decisions for sure. And they've really weathered the storm, especially through the pandemic. They were kind of thriving during the pandemic, to be kind of honest. And I found that kind of... Well, Marvel had that whole issue with distribution. And
yeah.
I'm going to miss DC on Tuesdays. I am.
Really? Oh,
that's when the regular books and stuff came out, too. Like, it was just easier for me.
Were you going Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or...?
Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
My comic book guy was probably mad as hell about it, too. He's like, damn it. One less day she's going to come in.
Unless you just spread it out. Oh, well, there's not going to be anything new. I was going to say, unless you go like Monday, Wednesday, Saturday or something.
Nah, it'll just be Wednesday, Saturday now.
I think he'll be fine as long as you spend the same amount.
I won't, because it's like, every day it's like, oh, because you walk around, you're like, oh, what's this in the dollar bin? I'll just take this whole dollar bin. Thanks. I've done it. I've done it many times.
Oh my God, if I did that, my guy would roll out a red carpet. He'd be like, sir.
My storage unit hates me. Anyway, let's get to the second one.
Their storage unit.
I do like this cover, though.
Oh, with the 4-panel kind of, with Mysterio's head in the middle there?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Amazing Spider-Man 199 from cover date December 1979. Now you see me, now you die.
Like, shout out to Mark. I know he came up with this. I know.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so, sometimes editors actually go, no, this will make a better... Mark was editing him. Oh, Jim Shooter's editing this with him, too. So maybe it was Jim, actually. Now that I think about it.
Yes, we kind of put him back, give him something to hold him back a little bit. Yeah, Marv.
Well, this is the era of Jim Shooter trying to be the new marshal in town. So.
Shooter, yeah!
Pow, pow!
Yeah, Marv's still writing, Sal's still penciling, Jim Mooney inker, colors George Rosas, letterer Joe Rosen, and yeah, like we said, Marv and Jim Shooter editors. Spider-Man is...
It's like, what do you think you're doing there, Marv?
Back it up.
Got him in a bit of a pickle.
Back it up. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Spider-Man has uncovered Mysterio's operation running out of the same nursing home where his Aunt May had supposedly died. After a battle against his old... Well, you date Doc Ock, that's going to put you in a nursing home. I don't care how old you are.
I believe those are shiny, sparkly quantum tentacles.
Oh, I was going to go with...
I don't think those are tentacles.
But I can hit that.
No, they're definitely tentacles.
Sparkly quantum tentacles?
Go ahead, throw it in.
After a battle against his old foe, Spider-Man is left to drown in a massive in-ground pool, leaving
Wait, no, it gave me Sims flashbacks. It's like he took the pool out.
I know, I love how it had like a giant plug for the bathtub. It's just like...
That's your first sign something's not quite right here.
Exactly. That's your first clue. Mysterio is a fancy man. Leaving Spider-Man to his fate, Mysterio then ventures to the basement of the Restwell facility where he has a man tied up. This man is the same burglar who shot Uncle Ben years earlier and sought to learn some of his secret treasure that was hidden in the old Parker house from Aunt May. Mysterio informs the burglar that he no longer needs him to learn the secret and leaves him tied up in the basement. The burglar swears that when he gets free, he will find the illusionist and kill him.
Ooh.
Looking around the room, he spots a mirror close enough to kick and begins dragging a broken piece close enough so he can cut loose his bands. Meanwhile, the pool appears to be filled with water, but Spider-Man has bought himself some time by spinning an air bubble or a web bubble around his head. However, no matter...
Talk about a web head.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I guess in this instance it's okay to have it in the face. I don't know.
Hell. Again, don't judge. Don't judge.
Not in the face!
Well, the only web sack I want to be hit in the face with.
The only sack I want to be hit in the face with!
Money sack.
That's right. However, no matter how hard he strains to break free, he cannot bust the chains that keep him locked down. Soon the web sack bursts, and Spider-Man is about to give up all hope of escape when he spies a drain plug not far from him. Using his web shooter and all his strength, he manages to pull the plug, draining the pool and saving himself from drowning. After resting for a moment, the wall crawler realizes that he is completely dry and realizes that he fell for another one of Mysterio's illusions. When the illusion shattered, Spider-Man breaks free from his bonds and rushes away to get some rest. After sleeping for a full day, that's a full 24 hours, kids.
It's like when you party too hard. Yeah. I remember those days.
Peter wakes up in his apartment feeling refreshed. The sleep was all he needed for his enhanced healing to fix his broken arm, so he breaks the cast on his right arm.
Somewhere Wolverine is crying in the distance. That's my thing.
Well, it took 24 hours. I mean, Wolverine would have had that fixed in 24 minutes.
Yeah.
Lilith needs that for when she goes for driving. Preparing himself a meal, Peter is suddenly intruded upon by his friends Flash Thompson, Shashawn, Harry Osborn, and Liz Allen. Realizing that he is still wearing part of his costume and the rest out in the open, Peter has to incredibly sneak to hide them from plain view. They have come to express their condolences for Peter over the loss of his aunt, as well as find out why he snapped at Betty Brant.
See, this started it all. When he snapped at her after... Well, no, it's been from the beginning since he spurned her, honestly.
because you crazy and you a freak? Peter tells them that he only did it to try and get her and her husband, Ned Leeds, to sort out their marital problems. Liz informs him that Betty has moved in with Liz until she sorts out what she wants to do with her.
Betty.
This is where the conspiracy starts, kid. She's like, let's be evil, okay?
I mean, Osborn-itis, you know.
Mm-hmm. Over a rousing pillow fight in their 90s, yes, they came up with an evil plot.
John Byrne, dear John Byrne, the only thing I want for Christmas.
Byrne and McFarlane team up. Come on back, McFarlane.
Oh my God, I know that.
Peter finds out about this conspiracy.
Truly a 90s delight.
Peter finds out about the conspiracy and he tells Mary Jane while she's in her 90s. It's like, okay.
No, he's like, go undercover and see what they're up to. How we got a divorce?
It sends her and Felicia in.
Oh, there you go. You know what? We're going to have D.G. Chichester pitch this. Don't worry about it, kids.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. How many units would that push? Drawn by Byrne and McFarlane, written by Chichester. If you're not D.G. Chichester, you can't fight lesbian pillow fights. We thought of you, sir. Well, with everyone caught up to date, Peter ushers them out, telling them that he needs time alone, I'm sure, to process everything that has happened recently and to picture that. With his friends gone, Peter changes back into Spider-Man and heads for his Aunt May's old home. The only clue he has to find out what Mysterio was trying to uncover. Arriving in Forest Hills, Spider-Man searches the house again, but finds nothing. It's then that he is attacked by Mysterio and his illusions once more. Spider-Man fights off these illusions, forcing Mysterio to flee back to the Restwell nursing home with Spider-Man in hot pursuit. When Spider-Man comes crashing in, he is shot with a powerful tranquilizer that Mysterio believes is strong enough to kill Spider-Man. The wall crawler still tries to stop his foe, even though his strength is ebbing. Despite his best efforts, Spider-Man eventually slumps to the floor, leading Mysterio to believe that his old foe is finally dead.
We're almost there, kids.
Yes.
We're almost to the MacGuffin. We're almost to the Maltese Falcon.
What is the treasure?
My precious.
And let's see the notes. Yes, the burglar is the one from Amazing 15. The one whose daughter will fall in love with Ben Reilly in the 90s.
Yikes. That was a little too much.
Hey, come on. That was a nice little plot with my friend of the show, Dan Jurgens.
Hi, this is Dan Jurgens, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
It was sick. It was sick, I tell you.
That body was sick. Hey, Spider-Man broke his arm in Amazing Spider-Man 194. Man, that Black Cat plays rough. I said she plays rough. I know, thank you. Betty Brant was heartbroken by Peter in Amazing 192. She came back to New York in Amazing 183 after her marriage to Ned Leeds, who they got married in Amazing 156. Starts to go south. She sought to rekindle her previous romance. She needed that Peter.
I'm saying, for a skinny little nerd, he sure does get hot ladies.
Oh, they didn't call him old Peter Tripod Parker for nothing.
Tripod. Oh no!
He had a web shooter way before that spider bite. You're welcome, Justin. Aunt May apparently had died of a heart attack in Amazing 196. The truth is revealed.
If only, kids. If only. We have so many times to kill off Aunt May, bro.
It's about every 200 issues or so, because there was this issue, this time, and then around 400, J.M.D. Mateus supposedly wrote her death. So.
That would have been the perfect time, but they kowtowed out of that one.
How about this? Amazing 1000. We kill off Aunt May and we bring
legacy numbering, obviously.
Of course. I mean, we kill off Aunt May and we bring back the marriage. Finally,
it would be. It'll only be right.
Mm-hmm.
And we finally banished Mephisto for like a decade. I don't care.
At least banish him from the Spider-Man stuff. Jeez.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, you only fight Doctor Strange or maybe Silver Surfer for a decade. Yes.
He's like, go mess with Daredevil. Give him some mushrooms.
I mean, come on, he's a priest at the moment. That's the perfect villain. Come on.
Hello?
Exactly.
Dear Sal, is it too late to make this deadline by my birthday? Can we please have him on another mushroom trip? Because nothing.
Unless he's going to reveal that in issue 8, because I think that it's an over that. I don't know if you saw issue 8 is going to be an anniversary issue. It's going to be oversized. Yeah. So let's.
We need another trip to upstate New York on some mushrooms. I'm just saying.
He's going to have a flashback. The colors.
Oh no!
I can feel them.
Literally one of the worst lines of dialogue I've ever read in a comic. I just literally closed it and didn't pick up a Daredevil book for like a decade. I was like, well, I don't think this is for me. Then I think the next one I picked up was like where he faked his death, and then I started reading Lord. Stuff. The first time he faked his death.
Double biscuits for me.
All right. The moment you guys have been waiting for. What the hell is this treasure?
All right, kids. Amazing Spider-Man. This episode was worth it just for the titles alone. All right, Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes, of course.
Number 200, cover date January 1980. The Spider and the Burglar, a sequel.
Hey, they brought some people back, and then they added another one.
Writers Marv Wolfman and Stan Lee.
Well, don't forget cover by John Romita Sr.
Oh, yes, John Romita Sr.
Because it's 200, baby!
Mm-hmm. Although, because they do say on the first page, because I guess they were like trying to give out no prizes. I guess Stan wrote one page, so they're like, guess which page it is, which I think is kind of glaringly obvious.
Yes.
Oh.
If you know, you know.
Penciler Keith Pollard, inker Jim Mooney, colors Glennis Ween, letterer John Costanza, and editor Martha Wolfman. Spider-Man has been injected with a large dose of antidepressants and left to die by Mysterio.
Same, pal, same.
I was going to say, Peter's like, oh, I feel good for the first time in my life. What happened? Spider-Man survives the injection. However, it has left him without his spider powers.
Because he has to be angry for them to work. We know this. I'm just saying.
Hulk has nothing on Peter Parker. In spite of this, Spider-Man is determined to learn why Mysterio rigged his Aunt May's death and returns home, once more lamenting his lot in life since becoming the Amazing Spider-Man. Unknown to Spidey, the burglar who shot his Uncle Ben manages to free himself from the boiler room in the Restwell nursing home and decides that maybe May Parker's nephew will know the secret of the hidden loot. Give me the loot. Give me the loot.
Oh, no.
Meanwhile, Peter's begun trying to track down who it was that rented and trashed his Aunt May's old home in Forest Hills. After meeting with Lil's favorite Anna Watson and the rental company that rented out his
You know what? She's in on it, too, with Betty and Liz at this point.
Oh!
I hate that old bag, man.
She's senile and crazy now. Damn Krakoan drugs.
That's what the plants crave.
No, Mike. Peter is shocked to learn that it was rented by the man who shot and killed his Uncle Ben. We still don't even reveal his name here. All we know, I mean, eventually, by the 90s, we learned his last name was Carradine because of his daughter, Jessica. Because that horny Ben Riley couldn't keep it in his pants.
In true Parker tradition.
Oh, my. Who? Peter Porker? What?
Exactly. And we ain't talking about Spider-Ham.
Whoa! Old tripod Parker. Peter vows to track down the burglar and stop him once and for all, considering even killing the man responsible for his uncle's death. Sure, kid. Peter decides to do some more research on the man who killed Uncle Ben when he finds a lead to follow by checking the Daily Globe's morgue files. He decides to check the video archives of a television station that ran news stories about the case. When Peter Parker is denied admittance because he has no appointment, he risks his life climbing a web line into the building as Spider-Man, despite the fact that he has no spider powers. Sure, kid. Inside, he finds the tape it's all psychosomatic. He finds the tape that he is looking for and reviews it. On his way out, he hears a commotion and sees a security guard chasing a man. Oh, here we go. Another coincidence. Unlike the first time he finds himself in such a situation, Peter stops the man being chased and realizes that, ironically enough, the security guard he just helped was the same man who he refused to help all those years ago when he first became Spider-Man. So by coincidence...
would think this would solve a little bit of the floating head of guilt.
I know, we never mentioned this again, but we all keep bringing up the Uncle Ben stuff, but no. But just by coincidence, the burglar and the security guard are both back in his life at the same exact moment. After Peter returns to his apartment to find that burglar is there waiting for him, and again, that security guard, shouldn't he be retired by now? But I guess not.
Oh, man, the 70s were rough. They did hit a recession.
That's true. Peter returns home and finds the burglar waiting for him. Peter instantly pounces on the man, and the two are locked in a brutal fight. During the scuffle, the burglar drops his gun, but recovers it in the struggle and strikes Peter on the head with its butt. Hit him right in the head with that butt, knocking him out. When Peter revives, he finds himself in the very warehouse that the burglar holed up after he shot Uncle Ben. The burglar then starts grilling Peter about hidden loot and explains that Aunt May's house used to be owned by a Prohibition-era crime boss named Dutch Malone.
Of course.
With 2 L's. He explains that Malone, among other criminal enterprises, had a successful bootlegging operation during the 30s, that's the 1930s, kids, until he was busted by Elliot Ness for tax evasion.
As you do.
Mhm.
As you do. I was watching Highwaymen the other day, actually. Shout out to Kevin Costner.
Oh, nice. It was being incarcerated with Malone that the burglar learned that he had a large sum of money stashed in the home that he would eventually be bought and owned by Ben and May Parker. He explains that's why he went to the Parker home that fateful night. So that's why he was there. Okay. It was all.
We need the money. Gimme.
When Peter refuses to tell the burglar anything because he killed Aunt May, the crook reveals that anything that happened to his dear aunt was all the designs of Mysterio. Getting a moment of inspiration, the burglar decides to leave Peter to do one last thing and will come back to kill Peter later. The whole time trying to break free, Peter finally manages to bust loose and decides to go after the burglar, not as Peter Parker, but as Spider-Man. Secretly following the burglar, Spider-Man is led right back to the Restwell retirement home. When the burglar goes into the basement, Spider-Man attempts to confront him there and is shot and left for dead. The burglar returns to the warehouse shortly thereafter to shock Peter Parker by showing him his Aunt May alive and well. Must have been keeping her in a Lazarus pit.
Don't give them ideas.
I know. Apparently, Mysterio had faked her death to get Malone's loot for himself, and the burglar would hope that threatening Parker's aunt in front of him would loosen the boy's tongue. Realizing Peter isn't there, the burglar is shocked when Spider-Man, only winged by the bullets and is alive and well, is waiting there for him. Spider-Man attacks the burglar head-on, attacking him with an unbridled fury. In a fit of rage, Spider-Man unmasks himself, revealing that Ben Parker was his uncle. Oh, this guy's dead. Much to the burglar's horror. Oh, when they confront him, Batman, whoever, when they confront the person who killed their uncle or their parents, and they rip that mask off, the guy's dead. Especially in this era, like, oh, you're dead. Yes, him or Batman.
Batman, my favorite character.
Sorry, I'm under contractual obligation to press that button. All right.
He regrets saying it. He does every single day.
He didn't even say it near us. I think that was like good feedback. He said no, and I said no. I need that feedback. When Spider-Man proves to be too much for the burglar to handle, he tries to flee. However, Spider-Man continues to chase after him, using his spider signal to intimidate and further strike fear into the burglar. When Spider-Man finally has him cornered, the frightened burglar suffers a heart attack and dies of fright. Dies of fright. Spider-Man then sets off a fire alarm to get the authorities to show up and convinces Aunt May that he came to her rescue for her nephew Peter. Later, with Aunt May once more in the hospital, Peter goes to visit her, and she tells her nephew that she no longer thinks of Spider-Man as a menace. She also ends up solving the mystery of what happened to Malone's loot. When she and Bennett first moved into the home and did renovations, they found a box inside one of the walls. Inside, they found the remains of Malone's money, all right. However, it had long since been destroyed by silverfish. Later, after the antidepressants that Mysterio injected him with had been flushed out of his system, Peter changes into Spider-Man and finds that his powers have returned to full strength and decides that after this whole experience, he will continue being Spider-Man. So...
Duh.
I know. And I know we had to do the whole antidepressant thing so we didn't mop the floor with the burglar in 2 seconds, but that's a weird anniversary where he's powerless.
Yeah. We come back to that kind of again and again.
Yeah.
So. You kind of have to depower Peter every now and then, unfortunately. But and that's when they should rely on his smarts, but then they still make him really stupid. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't feel like a lot of people fully utilize Peter to his full capabilities. And if they do, they give us that weird Parker Industries garbage, and it's like, ooh, so close but no cigar,
Yeah, I mean, that's the wrong track to take. I mean, if you want to use him to his full, show him as being a genius, I liked
him as a teacher. I did like that route.
Yeah. Something where he can use his smarts, like we're not working for Osborn.
Exactly.
Oh my lord, the burglar rented that house in Amazing 170. So this has been going on for 30 issues. That burglar's been lurking around.
Man, to get the loot, sometimes you gotta make elaborate schemes, man.
You see him throwing doilies out of the way. Where's that money? So yeah, and of course, sliding time with that flashback story, because eventually it would have been impossible for the burglar to have met Malone in prison if it happened in the 30s.
No, he was actually just a Howling Commando, and he's got the Infinity Formula. Don't worry about it. There's so many things, you know.
Oh, if he's immortal, we can come back after having a heart attack. On page 35, the burglar says that Spider-Man got rid of Reinhardt, and indeed, Mysterio does not appear in this issue. However, in the last panel of the previous issue, Mysterio was free and well, having injected... so Mysterio kind of hightailed it out here. Mysterio had decided not to continue pursuing the treasure, instead opting for scams that were less glamorous but more secure, because he's a freaking coward. And then... I'm trying to remember. I think this might be the first time we actually see the events of the night Uncle Ben got shot and actually see him get shot.
I think so.
I think, because it's like in Amazing Fantasy 15, Peter just comes home and they're like, "Oh, your uncle's been shot," again, because they don't want to reveal that it's the same guy he let go before.
Yeah, we slowly have to build the lore and the canon, you know.
But again, it was the Waynes. It's like, get your hands off my wife! Boom.
Honestly, give it a little Batman, but no, not my business.
Well, they know what the kids like.
Batman, my favorite character.
I love Batman.
Speaking of which, it's DC related, but don't forget the April special #1.
Oh God, I hate Brill. Again, that whole flashback scene with Uncle Ben's death. I was waiting for the pearls to hit the floor.
Seriously.
All right. Oh, here
It's not a pearly kind of girl though.
No. Okay, here we go. Yes, it said in the issue that Stan Lee came back to write one page of this issue and asked the readers to figure out which one. It's page 37.
You don't say. Get out of town. I would have never guessed.
Exactly. I mean, the one where
he didn't even try.
Didn't even try to hide it. Oh, you mean the one where they recap his origin? That's wow.
I mean, it's fitting though, right?
Oh yeah.
So at least there's that.
But I love how they played it. It's like, oh, it's so mysterious. Which page did they write? I wonder. So the cover date was January 1980. You think Stan was like, man, this thing's still going?
I know. He was like, shoot. Sometimes you create something and it just gets out of hand. Look at the Power Rangers. I'm pretty sure they never thought it'd still be going 30 years later.
I mean, at this point, it was only, 17, 18 years? And it's just like, oh, no, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing, sir.
Strap in.
60 years and beyond at this point.
It's never going to die now.
Yeah, the mouse has got his hands in it, definitely.
Hey-oh.
Well, the mouse might not be as powerful as it once was. Pretty soon here.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But even if Disney ever sold it or lost it, someone else would pick that up. Spider-Man.
Sony is like, ha ha, back, we have you again. Welcome home, old friend.
Oh my.
Sony's just buying their. Listen, people talk shit about Sony all the time, but they don't have a streaming service for a reason. They know it was a fool's errand, and they just license their content out and sit back and collect the money. And they've got the cameras and they've got the video game. They're good to go. They know what they want to do.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, say what you want about Sony. They found their lane and they're kind of sticking to it. They're still trying to make that Spider-Man universe, bless them. Hopefully after Craven flops and we get the third Venom, they can just let that pipe dream go. And stop assaulting the cinema with their horrible crimes against humanity.
I don't know, man. They must be making enough money off that license that they're like,
Well, I think they have to keep all the characters that just to keep them away from Disney to be a-holes.
Well, yeah. Their whole
that's what this is at this point.
Well, I think they're keeping that alive just so when Disney, if they think Disney's eventually going to be like, what do you want for the rest of it?
They ain't got the money now. As a shareholder, let me tell you, they ain't got the money now, Sony. You're stuck perpetually making shitty movies. For at least the next 15 years. I think it'll take about 15 years for Disney to recover and be a powerhouse again. So. Oh
my God. So Sony's just sitting there going, damn it, we gotta hold this thing for another 2 decades. Damn it.
Yeah. That's my prediction.
So. Oh yeah, and I'm seeing. Did I see reports that Sydney Sweeney was taking the Dakota Johnson line? It's like, no, I was just following orders. I had no idea what was going on in that movie. I just cashed the paycheck.
Well, she's been saying that about a couple of movies.
It's so
boobs can only keep my attention so long, lady. Just so you know.
Hey-o.
Yeah. some like movie that she just did that was like a South by Southwest. They're like, oh, what a shame. They're like, we went for Sweeney, but they're like, oh, we should have went to go see the other thing. And my friend was like, yeah, I went to go see Ryan Gosling do karaoke. So
it was so funny. It was so funny because I think one said she said she would come back for Julia Carpenter, but she wants to be in a scene.
Pick the director or writer.
Well, no, she wants to be in the movie with Zendaya, and everyone's just like,
low key, Zendaya doesn't like her, so Zendaya doesn't like her, so.
Well, that, and people were saying, oh, someone told her she's not in the MCU.
Exactly, I told you they're scamming those people. Bad Bunny was like, oh, it's the Sony. No, I got it. No, he fired all his people. It's like, no.
I'm not in the good. No, okay, no, it's not Disney. Okay, I'm out.
Oh, it's the Morbid time? No.
Spider-Man's not going to show up? And just his mother? Nah, I'm out.
I'm like, maybe Venom, if you get lucky. It's like, Tom Hardy's cool and all, but...
Am I going to be in a movie with Spider-Man? No, but we can have Venom eat your brain.
Well, there's plenty of Spider-Women to choose from.
Do I get to meet Spider-Man? No, but we can.
We can introduce you to his uncle.
You can meet Woody Harrelson in a bad wig.
You leave Cletus alone.
Cletus.
Oh, okay. So we do have a little time to talk about new books, if you wish.
Yes, man. Here, I was gonna say I wish I had brought him out, but all right, I have the list here. Oh yeah, Web of Spider-Man 1 came out the one shot came out this week.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Again, it was like kind of giving hints of stuff to come for all the Spider books. Meanwhile, like the Peter stuff, it's just like, oh, he's messing with Tombstone. Oh, shocking.
I know.
I'm like, really? That's it?
Yeah, it's a glorified, it's a glorified trailer.
Yeah, but even like the Mouse stuff wasn't
$8 stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was thick, but yeah.
Hey-oh.
Those like thick for $8. All right, I'm in. But even the Mouse stuff wasn't that shocking because it was like vampires. It's like, okay, but there's a big vampire event coming up where everyone's going to be fighting vampires. So it's like, that's really not too shocking either because we knew that's coming. Oh yeah, Jessica Drew's leaving town. Jessica Drew's leaving town, going to San Francisco.
I told you, everybody's got to get away from New York.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing. It's a trope.
They're trying. Well, again, it kind of frees you up because I don't know if like that's also a way maybe you get away from like all the crossovers because if you're not in New York.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that
is a good point, sir.
That's probably helpful. Yeah.
I've got crossover fatigue.
I know.
Like shout out to DC for not doing one recently.
But I mean,
well, the last 3 that like involved the Joker all kind of flopped. Yeah. So.
Because I'm torn because like that vampire one's coming up in a few months here, and I'm just like, oh, another one. But it's like Jed McKay, so I'm like, oh man, but he's good. I'm like,
somebody's gonna get their face ripped off. Yeah. I just know it.
Get their blood drunk and their face ripped off.
It's vampires, yeah. I'm telling you.
I was gonna say they picked the right man for the job, you know.
Moon Knight, a guy who runs around in a white outfit, relieving people of their facial features.
So
I think he needs to make that a thing. It needs to happen to at least one of every single one of his runs, and that would be like the hilarious inside joke.
So I'm thinking I'll pick up that main book, but maybe not all the tie-ins because again he's not writing all the tie-ins. So.
Yeah, I'm only gonna do the main book, and I'm only gonna do like
and it crosses over into some of the books I already pick up. So I'm like, okay, that's good. Oh my god! But then
maybe they'll give him the Morbius hand suckers.
Oh,
true nightmare fuel.
Every high school boy's like, where's that girl? Oh my god, but we got the double dose this week, Liv. I mean, we got Spider-Woman 5, guest starring Spider-Boy, and we also got the Spider-Boy book.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I thought it was going to be interesting, but stop trying to make Spider-Boy a thing now. It's official for me. It is official for me.
I'm like, I don't know.
I think Spider-Woman was the... no, because I really enjoyed Fantastic Four. I think it's a tie. I'll give it a tie. Spider-Woman number 5 and Fantastic Four number 18.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I did want to bring up that Fantastic Four somewhere just because Charlie would have loved that issue.
Oh, it was such a love letter.
Because it's about Franklin Richards. Yeah, he it seemed like he had lost his powers for a while here, but yeah, no, he basically shuts himself off for a year and just wakes up once a year.
He went full Dr. Manhattan, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, they even said that. Like he even mentioned, there's stories where like he's like the last survivor of the universe. You know, versus with Galactus. Yeah. Oh yeah, Charlie would have
It's
been
like
all
he's
about.
messing with the universe again, kids. Watch out!
I know. I would have.
Is it tangled with S.H.I.E.L.D.? This is gonna be crazy.
Because I know at another point in history, I would have been talking about that issue for 3/4 of a super connectivity episode.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, shout out to Ryan North. Honestly,
yes.
Such a great job.
Yeah, I like what he's been doing with the Fantastic Four book because I know like in the beginning when he first started, he's like, yeah, I'm going to be doing some issues are going to be like kind of like Twilight Zone-esque and stuff and like weird stuff. But yeah, it's working over there.
But I feel like it's bringing back that family-focused dynamic that we kind of needed for the Fantastic Four for a while. And I like that we're kind of like getting them out of like the space adventure era. Like I like the throwback to it, but like it's like I want to bring them back into the main fold. Like I've just been itching for that. Like, they've been in their own far corner. I feel like this is like with S.H.I.E.L.D. That's gonna open it up and like get some new dynamics that we haven't seen before. I think so. I'm really interested. So, and it seems like Ryan really like is actually a fan. Like he might have like pitched to write this instead of been assigned it. I think that's a little different. You know what I mean? I mean, sure, everybody wants to write Wolverine and Spider-Man, but like it takes a certain kind of person to want to write Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah,
it does have like that pressure. It's like so storied, and the fans are real picky.
Oh yeah, the first family. It's the first book of the modern, the modern Marvel. Yeah.
So, but yeah, Ryan's been doing a great job, and I really like the person they partnered to do the art with him, which is Carlos E. Gomez. So yeah, and that cover for 18 was so beautiful. I want this as a poster so bad.
Oh yeah, those a lot of those covers have been beautiful. Yeah,
stunning. Yeah, I like the watercolor take on it.
Oh yeah.
For sure. But if you haven't been reading it, now's the perfect time to pick it up. To be quite honest.
Yes. But anyway, back to
Spider-Boy 5.
Oh, what? I know. And now I'm like, how long are we gonna do this homeless thing?
I don't know.
I'm like, it wasn't even going back to the feast center. I'm like, okay, it's like how depressing is this? He's just going from like school cafeteria to eat, and going through lost and founds for clothes. I'm like, oh my god, how depressing! How long are we gonna do this?
I mean, I guess there's a bunch. Unfortunately, because we live in America, there's tons of like homeless kids. So I feel like this might be a take on Bendis. Like, well, let's just write about what's going on and try to relate to the youths or something.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, Madam Monstrosity. Okay.
I know. Slot trying to create a whole new rogues gallery for. I mean, at least
he's a little boy. Like, stop.
I know.
Literally a little boy.
I know.
I'm just like, it's like depressing and creepy.
And his mother's
Somebody might want to go check on him.
And his mother's a cat.
Yeah, fetish.
Oh my.
Somebody check on Slot. Is he okay? Somebody go do a wellness check, please.
No.
Just indicate an unwell man. I'm sorry.
I'm sensing a theme in his writing.
Superior puss.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But back to that Web of Spider-Man #1. Oh my god! And so we got more Chasm because he's coming up again soon.
Are they finally gonna like not?
They slaughtered my boy. Are they
gonna fix it? Like, I feel like they need to fix it.
They need to fix
like
it.
This, right?
They need to fix it. Yes, they do. But
it's we have so many other Spider people to do that with. Why would you do that to?
And he escapes the embassy, which the embassy limbo, which I feel like they had to do that because if they're gonna rewind that Krakoa stuff, I'm like, are we even just gonna reset the timeline where that wasn't even there? So they have to get him out of there, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I hope we hand wave it and pretend like it never happened, personally.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like, what a fever dream the world just had.
Or they don't remember. That's why I'm thinking they had to get him out of that embassy. But then was it going to be like, where was he at that point then? Was he just on the run or what?
He was hanging out with his Goblin Queen.
Yeah, Hallows Eve, yeah.
Gobble, gobble.
Yeah, they're bringing him back in a few issues. I hope they fix him.
Yeah, they have to. This is not sat right with me. Like I said, like they should have just bit the bullet. And
oh god! But no, in Zeb Wells, it'll be like now he's Chasm and he's a vampire. It's like, I put nothing past Wells at this point.
Oh no, you're right. You're totally right.
Again,
maybe the vampirism cures him of being chasm.
Again, come up with the craziest, the crappiest storyline you can think of. And again, can you put it past Zeb Wells? No.
Paul beats it out of him.
Oh God.
Since Paul's a self-insert character for Zeb Wells.
Oh yeah, and yes, and Paul's and he's a abusive partner.
Exactly. It's again, we need some wellness checks on these comic book folk.
I thought they were going to do it during that whole Craven thing, but again, Norman's going to be going evil here again. I think around 50, so it's like I think we need someone else to go off that bridge. Paul.
Yes, and please.
Again, you think about that too. Then you give Mary Jane something. You know, give her own Gwen Stacy moment. Yeah, Paul goes.
She needs a floating head of guilt. Well, we could throw Anna Watson too. Maybe both of them. She tries to say both of them, can't save either of them. Done and done.
Oh damn!
Clear out that whole old freaking family. Like we don't need any of it.
Or she lets Paul die because it's revealed that he's been manipulating her mind and stuff.
Yeah. Something. Paul's got to go one way or the other.
Again, let's look at the sales numbers. Marvel, what's selling?
Yeah, where the hell is sales and marketing? What the hell is going on down there?
I mean, I'm sure
you guys having lunch with legal this whole time.
There has to be talks in motion. There has to be something going on.
Like, well, dear Zeb Wells, it's not us, it's you. Goodbye.
Damn it, we don't want to bring back the marriage. Damn it, the kids want it. Okay.
He must be so embarrassed. A fifth printing?
And
he could have brought back the marriage and said he did the shit he did with Mary Jane and Paul. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
You had the flagship book, and you're
We trusted you!
All you had to do, yeah. Again, it wouldn't have taken much, and you'd be...
Instead, you killed a brown girl,
You'd be selling how many numbers? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you killed the brown girl. You didn't bring back that marriage. Instead, you have Mary Jane with Paul.
Meanwhile, Miss Brofman is having to freaking carry that character on her back.
I know. And again, like that Mary Jane book was good. And again, we're going to be talking to Celeste here soon to talk Jackpot and Black Cat #1. And again, it just I don't want to say, I shouldn't say too much because I don't know if she's friends with him. But again, I mean, she has to carry that Paul baggage, and it's like,
yeah, like that's unfortunate that she did do that, but she made the most of it. So
mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I think it's not interesting when Zeb does it because like I feel like it's a little spiteful.
It seems like it. Yeah, that's what so many people ask. They're like, why does he hate these characters? And it's
like, why write the book if you don't even like the character? That's what I mean. Like when you can feel when a person like loves a character, but like I feel like he's just trying to put his own mark on Spider-Man, but not in like a good way.
I think he wanted to make a name for himself because look, I'm on the main Spider.
Oh, he's made a name. I don't know if that's good, but he's made a name.
I was gonna say on the main Spider-Man book, but yeah, it kind of backfired on him. He made a name all right.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I think this is worse than Rogozar. Paul is worse than Rogozar.
Yeah.
So,
because at least
that was a low bar, and he couldn't even clear that.
At least when Rogozar was in the Superman books, Superman had the marriage. He had all that. So, but yeah, no.
Yeah.
And, okay. And the last thing about Web of Spider-Man, what was up with that Gwen Stacy thing? Was it Gwen Stacy Goblin?
Oh yeah.
Is that going to be an alternate universe? Is that going to be a clone?
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to be an alternate universe for sure. I've heard about that somewhere.
Because I don't think they would even let Zeb Wells bring back the original Gwen Stacy as the Goblin.
No.
Although
that's out the window.
Did you see in the Ultimate Spider-Man? I guess they're bringing in Gwen. Her and Harry are going to be married.
Yeah.
And they're like, I guess they're friends with Peter and Mary Jane. Because when I saw that page in Web of Spider-Man 1, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, in the Ultimate book, what if Gwen's the Goblin?
Yeah, I would like that actually.
Yeah, man, that'd be interesting. It was me, Peter.
Blondes do have more fun.
Again, Zeb, you want to clean everything up, bring back that marriage, reveal that Betty.
Well, I definitely think there's obviously an editorial mandate and has been for a really long time, but like at the time that Zeb joined, I feel like he could have negotiated that, but now that his cachet has kind of gone down, he can't do anything. No. So
yeah,
that would be my first pitch, honestly. Like I don't know.
When they did Brand New Day, they wanted to go back to a classic take, which I don't get.
But that's not the classic take anymore.
No, I mean, Stan.
It's like Superman's married. Take a hint. Like at that point, when you see that Superman is married again, they brought it back.
Yes.
That they could. That's the one thing that they could have copied. I wouldn't have batted an eye. I wouldn't even have said anything. I was just like, good, very good.
Those were the two big couples in the 90s, kids. It was Clark and Lois and Peter and Mary Jane. Come on.
Yeah, we say like mark your bingo cards, kids. Yes, a long drawn out talk about the marriage.
I know, and again, I mean, yeah, we've talked this before. It's like you have so many.
Stop making them live in sin.
You have so many Spider-Men now. You have your single Spider-Man. You can have Peter be married.
Every kind of Spider person you could ever want.
Exactly. I mean, you got Miles. I mean, we can.
You got sexy with boobs.
Oh, hell.
You got sexy with ass.
And again, too, he's there. We can clean up Ben Reilly. You can literally have your cake and eat it, too. You can have your single Peter and your married Peter.
I mean, like, they just keep Ben dangling around with this chasm crap, and I'm just like, bro, just move him to San Francisco, please.
But again, you can have your single Peter Parker and Ben Reilly if you want to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We have so many spider people. It's ridiculous that they haven't just... I think somebody is just chomping at the bit on their pride about it or something.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They don't want to admit they're wrong, but it's like... they thought originally when they did Brand New Day that it was going to die down about the marriage, and guess what? We're like, over 15 years later, and people are still harping about it.
Mad. Still mad.
It's about time. Bring it back. Again, we gave them permission, right? It's like...
I will buy another wedding out. I told you I will.
And merch the hell out of it. We'll buy it. Come on. Multiple covers, a honeymoon issue drawn by Byrne McFarlane. Come on.
Perfect time to bring them back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Amazing 1000.
Oh God, I can't hold out that long.
I was gonna say what I forget where we're at legacy numbering wise, but yeah, because I think they solicited for Amazing, like, what was it, 53 or 54, and Zeb's still there. And again, the internet was with us. We're like, he's still here.
Well, contracts are contracts.
I guess. I wonder how long his contract is.
Maybe it was 36 months. I hate to say it. I feel like maybe it was 36 months.
And it seems longer because we had 2 issues a month.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. But yeah, I think other best book kind of runners up, X-Men Forever #1.
Oh yeah.
So excited to see X-Men regaining their popularity.
Well, yeah, too, it's like we're winding down the Krakoa stuff.
Yes, I'm so excited. I can finally get back into X-Men. I'm so happy.
Well, of course, I told you that was going to come, whether it was the live action stuff or the animated stuff. Eventually,
it just took forever for it to happen.
I know.
I didn't think it was ever going to happen at that point.
I think that was another victim of COVID, probably.
Probably. But yeah, on that note, I guess we could go.
All right.
Give the kids their homework.
All right. Oh,
well, wacky adventures are in store for us next week.
Well, it's like give me the rest of the month of crap you have your crap storm you're putting me through.
Give me your birthday month wish list where I can't say anything about it.
See, if you're on camera, you can just roll your eyes the whole month. All right. Opening the schedule. Open. All right. So we did. Yep. All right. So next time, we're gonna do Web of Spider-Man 49 and 50. Which is like 2 different stories, so. And then we're going to cover Spectacular Spider-Man 155 and 156, where we see the Tombstone and Joe Robertson escaping from prison in the 90s, and Spider-Man fighting some mutant hillbillies.
The hills, they have eyes!
Oh, and just Lilith's luck, we get an extra week next month. So, yes, and then Lilith's last episode will be Spectacular Spider-Man 171 and 172. Where Spider-Man and Puma go into a sweat lodge. And no, I'm not joking.
No, he's not, kids.
And then hopefully the boys will be back next time because they weren't this month. So we'll finally get to that Scarlet Spider 17 through 19. And if you didn't hear it when you listened to this on the podcast, yes, last week, since there was no Scarlet Spider, yes, you'll get something solo from me that hopefully is going to become a ongoing thing, maybe at least once a month. So,
Mr. Lonely.
I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it though. I did an episode solo a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I could do this now. Back when I started, I couldn't, but I could do this. I'm now at my full Master Doom level.
Oh no!
I can talk to myself
You
for an
don't
hour.
drink coffee though, so are you gonna drink raspberry tea?
Green tea, thank you very much. But no,
There we go.
I think Master Doom has taught me his full bullshit powers. I mean, I could talk for an hour.
So says Master Doom.
All right, kids. So yes, so send us your thoughts on all the upcoming stuff and your thoughts on the current books. Email us, CapesandLunatics.
If you love Zeb Wells, please send in some feedback. I'd love to hear some counter arguments.
We keep saying it, but I don't see it. I mean, anytime I go online, I don't see it.
There's got to be one sucker out there in the world. I mean, lovely, non-judgmental person.
Oh yeah, I think the only one I saw was the Paul Parody account on Twitter.
Oh no! Why is everybody mad at me? What did I do?
Man, I just dated a girl, man. So yeah, so send us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics episodes, social media, new merch coming here, kids. By the time you hear this, the new merch should be out with our new logos and branding. So go pick up all the cool new logos and merch. And of course, rained random money on us through the Cash App link. A little favorite.
Make it rain.
And of course, the Patreon, where you hear something different every month. The March episode was Lilith Hellfire conspiracy theories, and we got into a little politics and all kinds of stuff. So,
well, we're Americans and we're miserable, so we always kind of get into politics.
Well, yeah, they kind of intertwine. Yeah. So find it all in one place. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever. Oh, that's naughty.
All right. Lilith Hellfire, anything you want to promote? Any upcoming appearances?
I told you, I'll let you know when I find my phone. I haven't found it yet.
God. You can find her every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday at the comic shop. Man, you show up so much, you should do a signing. And this is the point when Lil says, "No, I don't need my signature out there for them the NSA to run through the computers." And
no, actually, anybody that's famous, they have one signature that they use for signing in their actual real signature, and then their actual real signature that's like on legal documents.
Lil's like, I do the signature, then I get a stamp made of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my. Again, she thought this through. I should find out any paranoid theories you can think of, kids. And Lil's like, yeah, I did it. I thought of it.
Yeah, I have plenty. Stay safe, kids. Stay safe. Get a VPN. Stay safe. Hey, shout out to Texas Gooners. Get a VPN.
Wow.
NordVPN sponsor us.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Again, next time we'll have a Spider-Man 49 and 50. A Just Say No story. And a second story with a bunch of characters I'm sure Lilith will enjoy. But until then,
I made my brain explode.
Swing on back.
Flip it good.
Don't mess with those old people.
They took your Medicaid.
They took mine. 401k.